All my content is found in the public domain. Good afternoon, everybody. It's the 27th of April at 3:30. This is just a quick update because I'm watching the Johnny Depp trial live. And the reason for this is not so much the trial. Well, yeah, the trial, but it's interesting to watch Amber Heard, her behaviour, Johnny Depp, his behaviour. And I ask myself this question because I've never seen a film with Johnny Depp in, nor have I seen a film with Amber Heard in. I've never seen Amber Heard before all this stuff. I knew about Johnny Depp because he was in The Pirates of Penzance, but I never watched it. So I'm judging now. This is like Harry and Meghan engagement interview, only the bad side. And I'm watching the both of them. Why, without any underlying, do I not like Amber Heard, and why do I like Johnny Depp? Normally, I am the one that will go against the norm if I believe that the underdog is right. So why am I going with the masses? I'm not listening to them. They mean nothing to me. We love you, Johnny, and all that means nothing to me. But I do remember in London, when he was at that case, this is the first time I ever saw them, he was taking the son to court for calling him a wife beater. Every day, I think, when he came out of the court or he went in, he gave people envelopes with a little thank you note and one of his black and white bandanas. Everybody, well, I don't know how many did, maybe 100, but most people at the front got one. I thought that was a nice touch because win or lose, he still gave out those bandanas. And I liked him for that. Amber Heard has a snooty look about her when she walks into court. Nobody's even there to watch her. There's no noise. There's no, give us a look, Amber, hiya, Amber. But when Johnny Depp gets out, and I noticed today, as he opened his car door and the driver opened his door, there was really loud, funky music playing. I couldn't place it, but really funky, loud. And I thought, oh, you don't give a damn. Well, you know, I mean, if I was going to court in this case, I wouldn't be playing music loud. I would be quiet and absolutely concentrating on what I'm about to face. But Johnny Depp seems to be a different type of person to me. But I actually like him because he does remind me of me. Only, oh gosh, you know, in a different life. He's a male, I'm female. He's a multi-millionaire. I'm just a nobody. But his mannerisms, I like his mannerisms. So anyway, apart from that, I'll come back to that some other time. Now, Agatha Whisker is saying that I'm making now credible threats to life on my Rumble. This could be why my Rumble videos were not loading from the 16th of April till about the 22nd. I think that, you know, they went through a manual review, although they don't tell you in the same way YouTube does. But Sue at YouTube, Sue Maquette, against animal abuse, good for you, so am I. Replying to Luca, who I like as well, Maquette52, Changa, Duchess of. It says here, Yankee Wally, silenced by We Are Invictus. And she's added it, so it'll go there. The brand ambassador, who's Harry. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. USA GB citizens silenced by two narcissist grifters via Sunshine Sacks. The same as Amber Heard used to silence Depp and fans. The same that DNC uses Oprah Hillary Clinton. Don't know much about the Oprah Hillary Clinton, but I do know about the Amber Heard thing because, if you remember, people were finding these on their car windows. I don't know if I showed you. Trouble is now I'm all over the place with everything. Everything. Yeah, here we go. The Umbrella Guy. And TMZ only uploaded 90 seconds of the 2-minute video of Amber, and they left off the part where Heard was laughing and smiling, so to make it look worse for Johnny. And then these are the things that are put on people's cars. These are the things about Amber Heard was was attacked by bots. This is not true. The exact opposite is true, because Christopher Boozy admitted in the BBC interview that he was involved in the Amber Heard trial in London. So now in Virginia, this is what's going under people's windscreens near the court. So that would be the jury as well. Here's the video of Amber Heard talking with her solicitor and then coming back up from the little private whisper conversation to face the general court. Take a look at this.
Look at this. Oh, she's talking to her team. Oh, I'm so happy. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sad. Wait. Did you say something again? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, tells you. It does. It tells you a lot that she's acting. Oh, doesn't everybody? It is all getting so much. But I had some stuff sent me this morning. I'm going to put this on Future C first. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, here. Here. Christopher Boozy from the 6th of April. Nikki sent me this afternoon. She said, have you seen it? I said, oh, no. She says, this is the person. That's not a good picture of Barbara Sabel, but she looks much prettier. That's just a bad picture. This is the person who claims she will make Yankee Wally famous. I honestly can't believe people have fallen for this. Ha ha. Right, well, let's get one thing straight. She's never promised me fame. And if she had, I would have run a mile. You know that. I didn't want to grow on YouTube. I was just happy. I never asked people to like and subscribe. I was just plodding and doing what I could and no more. I don't take on stress very well. So fame and me do not, no, we wouldn't. And Meghan, oh yeah, where did he say that then? And he said something about... Oh, it's something about I was earning 50,000 on YouTube, and now I've had my salary cut. Ha, to nothing. Ha, ha, ha. Well, actually, I really don't. Obviously, things have changed for me, but it's never going to stop me. So that's really not a win for Boozy, because what I've noticed is there's a lot of new YouTube channels popping up, which is fantastic, and they're all on the same side as us. So, support those YouTube channels and get them going, because as one goes down, 10 come up. That is brilliant. Teamship, isn't it? Really. Right here. Cardiff Palace. The office of HRH Yankee Wally, and there's the 3 feathers there for the Prince of Wales. 15 would be written under there normally, but dear Christopher, Sussex Squad, Twitter and YouTube, thank you all for your kind work in removing me from platforms where I could not be myself and not voice my opinions, which are my own and may be wrong, but they aren't. Yours never, Wally. I'll tell you who did that for me. It was Charles's voicemail. He's also done another one, which I thought I had, but it's, I got a problem. There's me singing Samson's praises all the time, and now my right-hand side button is stuck. It's probably because this button on the right-hand side of my smartphone is used for volume up and down, on and off, and screenshots. One button is how you use it, whether it's your fingers at the top, the bottom, or in the middle, and then you've got to press another button at the same time to shut it down. The opposite button for a screenshot, and just up and down for volume. It sounds complicated, but you get used to it, when I'm there. But the thing is, your thumb, which is the one I use, is roaming around all the time. I may have a cup of coffee, or I may do something, and then I'm back. And gunk, I think, has got stuck down the button. So I asked, Avid Gardner, I asked her, I said, can you ask your husband, how do I fix it? So she said, WD-40 and a paintbrush to poke it down. So I thought, I haven't got a paintbrush, but I've got a makeup brush. So I've done that, Avid, and I didn't have any luck, but maybe it takes a while for a WD-40 to kind of sink in. So then I pick up a YouTube video, because they got YouTube videos on everything for Samson. And he suggests a cotton bud and rubbing alcohol, the alcohol that Americans, this American thing this is. I remember when I was married, there was a bottle of it in the bathroom. And I thought, why would you have alcohol like that in the bathroom? 99%. But apparently it cleans and totally dries out, doesn't it? So I've gone onto YouTube and ordered some. Oh, and liquid air. Oh, that's a new one for me too. Liquid air. So I ordered a can of liquid air and a bottle of rubbing alcohol. I got the cotton tips, so I'll be back at it as soon as I can. In the meantime, all of you who are on WhatsApp with me, and I send you voice messages, that's how. No, I can't do it on the phone because the volume is stuck on low. I wish it was stuck on high, I'd be fine, but it's stuck on low. Can't move it. So anyway, that's that. Right, this is what Nikki sent me. Let me get up a bit higher. Here we go. Jojo Marsh, thank you Jojo, ex-royalty from Tumblr. Apparently, Harry wants Invictus Games to be like the Special Olympics and the Paralympics, only bigger. I have contact with relevant companies, etc. due to my work in sport diversity and inclusion efforts. He has been laughed at, and sponsors are dwindling too. As again I know sports sponsorships and deals from my work, and what has been said is that he and she are asking for over-the-top amounts of money for themselves and want accommodation too, covered in full. I remember now, this is why Audi stopped the polo games in Surrey, was because after Harry married Meghan, she told him to ask for $1 million. For their sponsorship, and they couldn't afford. Well, they didn't afford it. They didn't want to, and out they go. Meghan had upped it from, I don't know how much it was before, but there's a connection here, as you can see. And this is again now from this source. This people talk, and they usually talk on Tumblr. It's a very good place for getting really. Skippy had no end of information sent her from contacts that were working in the palace. Slowed down now, but still relevant. Anyway, let's go on to what this source has to say. Invictus is, from a contract I have within it, going bankrupt and basically money laundering. Athletes were left struggling due to financial management by Invictus. Better Up was forced on them by Harry, and not one of the teams want to partner with them either. The teams have all got their own psychologists, therapists, and doctors who know their athletes, and were told to cough up the money for the deal with Better Up too. Also, Harry did not like Willem Alexander. That's the King of Denmark I was talking about. Now, normally they would have invited Prince Harry to stay at their place whilst they are staying in the Netherlands, but they didn't. And the reason I told you was when they were in Australia at the Invictus Games in 2018, Harry did the opening sermon, the closing sermon, and basically buggered off for the whole week up to the private islands in their private jet. What's her name from Canada? You know that one, that woman. Ben's wife, well, they were over there having the holiday with them, and they got the Jaguar that was given from Land Rover for the sponsorship of the Invictus Games. So this year, again, Land Rover sponsored, so there's probably a new car in the offing somewhere, and wonder where it's going to go this time. I don't know, but it'll go to one of Meghan's friends, or Meghan herself. But anyway, that's what he was trying to do. He uses Better Up now as Chimpo, Chief Impact Officer, trying to get the Invictus Games teams, which are not financed by him, but they're financed by the promoters, to invest $400 per person into Better Up for them to have their psychiatric needs met. Now, we're talking serious psychiatric needs, aren't we, here? Let's not beat around the bush. These guys, these women, have been seriously injured and their limbs are missing, and there must be some occasional PTSD. I mean, it goes without saying. So, do you really think it's fair or even kind to ask these people to ditch the psychiatrists, etc., that they've been connected to since their injuries, I guess? But anyway, when in their home country, it would be definitely in their home country, to go to the American Better Up and probably get all this woke help via a Zoom call, because otherwise they got to fly to America. What's that all about? You know, it's like telling me, drop your national health doctor here and pay 400. I don't know whether it's a month, isn't it? 400 a month, and we'll give you medical advice via a Zoom call. And Prince Harry would do it. Oh no, no. I mean, what a stupid idea. So they weren't keen, and I very much doubt it's going to happen. So the King Willem Alexander, who is Queen Maxima's husband, were very off-handed toward them and didn't... Harry was nasty to King Willem and Queen Maxima and was extremely backhanded towards him. And Harry didn't like sharing with Willem Alexander. So there's a relationship, a friendship, call it what, a royal friendship connection that's totally broken now, because he's all over the Netherlands games where he didn't give a damn in Australia. So King Willem and Queen Maxima from the Netherlands, who I told you were there all week, spurring on their team, supporting them, doing the right thing, probably turning up at every event and cheering on and giving them the will to do it for their country. And old Ginge and Cringe had hopped on a plane and gone up to some private island with whatever her name is, I can't even remember her name, and her husband Ben, Mulroney, Jessica, to work out the moon bump situation, which one they're going away. And then they came back for the closing ceremony. Now, King Willem and Queen Maxima must have been pissed off, because it's Harry's games, so he says. He's supposed to be the chief spokesperson. And yet he didn't spend a minute longer than he had to in Australia. That was in Australia in 2018. Here we are now in 2022, and Harry is all over the games and doesn't want King Willem, who actually lives in the Netherlands, to get involved, because it's my games. And of course, who have we got looking? Netflix. So he'll probably let King Willem around him for a few minutes of filming, shaking hands and jolly, and then get rid of him, piss him off, because he wants to be all in control of the Netherlands Invictus Games. Why? Because it's Netflix, and he's got to look good for Netflix. This is a big joke. This is terrible. Harry thinks he is the new Eunice Kennedy. I don't know who that is. He regurgitates information, not knowing what he's talking about, and investors are extremely alarmed. It is turning into a shill for him and Meghan. He doesn't care about the athletes or anything. It's all about him. He is more a Charles Ponzi. Oh, I know what that is, the Ponzis, yeah. Elizabeth Holmes, oh yeah, the blood woman. Tom Petters, Bernie Madoff, God, he made his son commit suicide with his antics. They are bad people. He is shady and he is dirty when it's coming out about his connections. I think I've got another version of that in bigger form. That's about Barbara Sobel. I wasn't her first choice. Yankee, oh, yeah, she doesn't like boozy, that's just it. Here we go. When it comes to, oh yeah, he is shady and he is dirty when it's coming out about his connections with Russian oligarchs, believe them as via hidden means. That is how he is getting funds. Oh, crikey. There's the Sussex Claw digging into him. He's got the microphone in his hand. That's how it looks from a distance. But look how she's digging into him. Right, here we go. This is the stunner. A few of my journalist contacts were at Soho House in Amsterdam. Now, they went to the Netherlands, the Olympic Games. The capital of the Netherlands is Amsterdam, which just happens to be, in my opinion, and I am right, I think, the drug capital of Europe. Absolutely. You can smoke ganja openly. If you go into a cafe with the Rolling Stones when they had a an LP out, where it was, of course, I think it was Sticky Fingers, where it was just lips with a tongue poking out, a big tongue. That's the secret sign that if you see that on a cafe in Amsterdam, they are the ones that sell rolled up spliffs. And you buy them and you choose them like on a menu. I'll have the skunk, I'll have the, Asian mad grasshopper. I don't know that, but I've been to Amsterdam once, and that's how it works. And you can buy your spliff ready rolled, and out you go after on the cobbled streets, and you see, and I was seeing it for myself, heroin. I saw one heroin addict shooting up in his eye. I saw that in Amsterdam, on a church steps, as a matter of fact. I was bloody horrified, and I never took any flat shoes with me, so I was. God, those were the days when I never took any flat shoes. Now I never take any heels. But I had these stilettos on, I was trying to walk on these cobbled streets, and then someone was trying to sell me a pair of clogs. I thought, oh, no, I can't wear clogs. They're wooden and they'd scrape my feet to bits. But anyway, we had to see a rock show. I won. I won. About 12 mackerel in a backgammon competition in one of these pubs. It didn't sell spliffs, it was a pub. And this couple came around and they challenged me to a game of backgammon. And I said, okay. So we set it all up and I was playing, and then all of a sudden I saw a cheat. I really did. And I let it go because I'm good-mannered like that, and then I saw a cheat again, and that was when I said, excuse me, didn't you put that there, and you should have done that? And as a matter of fact, I saw you do it about 5 minutes ago when you did that, because I was good at backgammon, and at that particular time, I tell you who I was with. I was with Shouty Nick, and he was so proud of me, because he can't read or write, can he? And anyway, she succumbed and she put the counters back as they were, and I won the game, and I won the mackerel, and there wasn't bugger all we could do with the mackerel. So I don't know what we did with the mackerel now. I can't remember. I can't believe we gave them to that couple. It was a couple, it was, and they were con artists. She couldn't really play backgammon, but they thought she was a champion because that was the deal. It was these mackerel, and I think there might have been 10 Dutch, whatever they are. I can't remember that. There was a prize anyway, and we didn't take the fish. Weird how you remember things, isn't it? But anyway, Amsterdam. Yeah, drug capital of Europe without any shadow of doubt. So what we got? Meghan did not leave. When she left, because she missed her children, she did not leave to return to California. She was in Amsterdam and she was drunk, and she was in the Soho House in Amsterdam. She only left midweek, so we're talking now when she must have stayed in Soho House the best part of a week. Both of them were there throughout the games, so that's where they stayed then. Soho House while the games were on in The Hague. And repeatedly drinking, partying, and were joined by Scooby and Martin. That's Daniel Martin, her makeup artist, the bald Chinese one, and Omid Scooby, who you know. She gets violent when drunk, though, and mocked a Dutch waitress, which from what my journalist contact said, was getting the eye from a drunk Harry. Now, violence when drunk. This happens when, because I was a raging alcoholic, and after a few years of being an alcoholic, you do start getting violent, because the minute you take that first drink, this is after I had this drink problem the first time, not when I was homeless, I didn't really have it bad then. The first time when I left my husband, I was drinking vodka and diamond white for breakfast. I was in a bad way. But when you are an alcoholic and you have your first drink, you get so angry inside yourself, because I was always saying, I can't keep doing this. I was being sick in the morning, and the only thing that would stop it was alcohol. But I'd be mad at myself for being drunk. I would be mad at myself for being weak. And the anger would be within me. So maybe she's got that, or maybe, no, she's too selfish. I was worried about myself. I think that's why I was mad. And I got mad with drink. And that's when it all came to an end. It had to. Couldn't go on. It was a long habit I had, maybe 10 years, but I got through it. And my daughter was with me throughout that, so that's why I will always sort of cut her a bit of slack, because she went through a lot, I don't think looking back, I say I don't think I was that bad. I was bloody terrible. Shocking. So anyway, she gets violent when drunk, though, and mocked a Dutch waitress. Very nasty, isn't it? Because Harry had given the Dutch waitress the eye. So yeah, Invictus isn't expected to survive. It's deeply involved in shady business, and the marriage doesn't seem good at all. She hated being near him and ignored athletes wanting to talk to her. I know this is from a source, but here we go, another Meghan's disappearing bump. Here we go. I think I've already shown you this one when she put a sign in her bag, and they saw the sign and asked me to unfold it, and it said, "Happy International Surrogate Day. Have you thanked yours?" And on the back said, "God save the Queen," and they confiscated it. I love that. Dear. I don't think I've seen this one. I did talk with some UK athletes. They were extremely excited to finally be able to show their skills, progress in sports. Nosy Me asked what they thought of Harry and the presence of Netflix at the games. They're not too fond of either. One mentioned that he always believed H was the right person, founder, due to his service history. I grinned. But since Harry is not even a European citizen, how would he have been able to support the games fully? So in my mind, he hinted that H should resign from Invictus Games. I might be wrong. This guy, one of the players, he said he was not happy with Netflix. The interviews are highly scripted. Any hint of criticism towards H was not allowed. The only choice the athletes had was to either consent to being interviewed or not. Yet some might still appear in the documentary. Most of his team members didn't want to ruin the games, so they reluctantly agreed to be filmed. Clearly, the duo is not as much loved as they think. No word on MM. That's it. That's the Invictus Games. I think we've covered pretty much all of that. I was looking for something from Charles's voicemail, actually, because he's put another one of those up. Directing you. Oh, where is it now? Let me just see if I've got it in my emails, because I did send it to myself. Yes, here we are. Just to let you know, dear world, this is from my palace in Cardiff, here, my mouse hole. Just to let you know that a friend of mine with some weird name like Charles's voicemail, don't forget the underscores between the words, will start interviewing me on YouTube. I hope you will come and have a peek. Thank you very much for your support. Wally. Coded message. Can you work it out? I'm sure you can, because you love me and I love you. I'm back to the Johnny Depp trial now, and tonight I got to do a live podcast for Rainbow Radio. I tell you what, phew, it's hard work working for nothing, but I'm happier working than not working. That's the important thing, and as long as people give me a platform and want to hear my voice, come on, let's get on with the show, because one of us has got to do it. Your job? Open a YouTube channel, you bugger, and get some bloody videos up. Or shout a bit louder. I think YouTube is becoming a safe space now. I do think it is. I think you can chance it to get a bit more right-wing, I think they call it. I'll be back there as soon as the dust have settled. I think that Sussex Squad and Boozy are all remarking on how low their followers seem to be disappearing. And this is quite weird. And I think they've done a sweep. They've just done a sweep. So when the sweep is over and I come back with my own opinions, I believe I'll be able to stay. And I think that their reporting structure, when you want to report somebody for hate speech or whatever those hate speech and stuff like that, I think that's all going to be overhauled and renewed. It's going to be different. I hope it will be, because the system, they only had to get 10 people to do the same 3 times, 3 reports, and down you went. It's ridiculous, especially if you weren't telling anything wrong. So I'm so happy that Elon Musk has bought Twitter. It's made me happier than anything else. I think he was trying to get it for 41. He ended up paying 43. They really screwed him because he thought he'd have a say in the running of Twitter from just buying those shares. But it turned out he didn't. So what did he do? Well, he bought the bloody company, and who can blame him, eh? Ah, God, one day, if I win the lottery, I'm going to buy YouTube, and I'll be shoving everybody off like Sussex Squad people. But I still like free speech. Maybe I'll leave them on and they'll sink to the bottom like rancid milk. Anyway, I'll see you later. Probably tomorrow. Hopefully, yeah. Thank you for listening. Love you all. Cheerio!